With all of us running around looking like bandits these days, how do you set yourself apart from the crowd? More than ever, the expression, "the eyes are the windows to the soul," holds true. So you have to make a statement with half your face. If you want to see how I created this bold eye look, keep watching. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. I try to drop new content weekly. Okay, so I've done something a little different here today. First of all, a few things. First of all, because this is about a look with a mask, I'm not delving too much into products that stay put underneath your masks because, quite frankly, I haven't found any on a budget that I can afford. But I will talk a little bit about the wear for the products that I do use, what kind of wear it goes through. So what I did this time was, I didn't do my face again. I'm filming this on a Wednesday after work, and I wear masks at work. So this, everything from the eyes down and the eyebrows up, is how my makeup wore during the day. I use Dermacol because it's high coverage. As you can see throughout the day, especially on my nose, it does start to break up. I did put a little highlighter on the tip of my nose. A little bit will stay. Hopefully it has stayed. Hopefully you can see it when I zoom in. The highlighter on my cheeks stayed. And some of the color on my cheeks stayed. Contour is pretty much still there. My lipstick did wear off after about... Now, I did not touch it up today, and I did eat some greasy food. So depending on what you have for lunch, I used the Revlon Ultimate Color Stay, or Color Stay Ultimate, and it lasted about 6 hours. So, to be fair, I don't wear my mask for 8 full hours or 9 full hours a day. I have my own office. I can take my mask off when I'm in my office, but when I'm on the floor, I have to wear it. So I'm constantly taking it off and putting it on and taking it off and putting it on all day long. The other thing I did different is, in order to kind of save time, I already did one eye. So you can see what it is we'll be creating. And yes, again, I'm going to zoom you in when I start doing the other eye. The purpose of this video really is to come up with ways. We're all wearing masks. We all look like bandits. How do I stand out? How do I be unique? How do I express myself? How do I make an impression when we all look the same? We all look the same. Or do we? So that's what we're doing today, is how to make a statement when wearing a mask. Now for me, I'm going to be using 3 palettes today. You can use anything with a similar color story, and you can do this with other color stories. This is not an original look. This look is inspired by Hindash, Mohammed Hindash. It's his fire liner look, but it's my version, my take, so it is not exactly the same. There are things I did different that I like, and there are things I did differently that I wish I had stuck with his version. And I have regrets, and we'll get to that as we go along throughout the video. So, enough babbling. Let's zoom you in and get started. Okay, so I have already done my right eye, so I'm just going to show you how I did this over here. For this, I'm going to need Scotch tape. Now, if you are good at carving out edges and doing this on that, more power to you. I need Scotch tape. I will also be using 3 palettes. I will be using my Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. Again, this was a gift from one of you, so thank you so much. I wish I knew who it was. It was anonymous. I'm going to be using my well-loved Profusion Rubies palette, on which I have hit pan. Yes, I'm going to have to replace this. And I will be using my unique Moodstruck number 3 palette. So the first color I'm going to go in with is in the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now I know it might be a little annoying to have my mouth cut off, but I haven't figured out how to do zoom windows yet. I'm working on it. But until I can figure that out, this is the best way I can think of to really get you a good look at the eye. Alright, so for this look, I'm going to be using very small, compact brushes. In fact, the fluffiest brush that I'm going to use is the one I'm going to start with. It is this one right here. So it's a tapered, very tapered, tight, fluffy brush. And the color that I'm going to use is called Alert in the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's this one right here. It's kind of a rusty orange shade. Alright, and I'm going to make this all about the outer V. I'm keeping this nude. Just for the record, I have put on concealer and powder to make it flesh toned, but there's no shimmer on the lid. I'm keeping it very nude. So I'm going to make sure I've tapped out the brush, and I'm going to apply this in the outer V. I'm going to take this along the lash line, along the tape, and in the outer V, and then the orbital bone. Okay? And I'm not being very precise because I'm going to smudge it out. So I'm going to remove any excess product, and again, I'm just going to smudge it out. Now, it's going to notice it's much darker over here. It's going to get darker because I'm going to be applying layer after layer of this. And now I'm going in with a little bit more just to darken it. Tapped out. Removing excess product. And I'm going to blend it out. I'm taking it in the inner corner, kind of almost up to the eyebrow. Next, I'm going in with a finer brush, or, well, a more tapered brush, and it's much more compact. It's more of a stippling brush or smudging brush. There we go. And I'm going into the Profusion Rubies palette. I'm going into the color Ruby, which is the reddest color in the palette. And I'm just going to kind of line my lashes, almost like a traditional wing. Here's where things get a little different. Now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner, my black eyeliner. And if I can find it, which eyeliner am I using? Okay. So now I'm going in with my unique eyeliner. It's Moodstruck Precision Pencils in black. No number or anything. But I'm going to do an outline here, just in the V. So if the eyeliner looks too harsh, don't worry. We're going to get there. And leaving the tape on, I'm going to take a smudging brush. And again, this is like the last one I used, but even tinier. Flat, really firm bristles. And I'm just going to go in and smudge that out. This is why I said you don't have to be very precise. Once you've gotten to the point where you're happy with the blending, which I'm obviously not yet, you're going to use the same brush, and I'm dipping into the color in the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. I am dipping into the color called Siren, which is this one right here. And this just creates a really nice effect, because I'm going to go in with some black shadow to set that liner down, But before I do, I want to set it down with some of this rusty dark brown color, burgundy color. And then I'm going in with the same brush that I applied the red from the Profusion palette with, and that would be the color Ruby. And I'm going over just the edges of the black. And then I'm going in with the color Alert from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And once again, just blending it out. Making sure everything melts together. Then I'm going to remove all excess product from the same brush I was using to put Alert on. And continue blending. Holding my brush very low. Now the fun part, as if this isn't all fun, right? I'm going in with my black shadow and a very fine liner brush. How fine, Mickey? Angled and fine. This fine. And I'm going in with black and I'm just going to feather out that wing. Leaving the tape on, and I want to feather that out and soften it up even more. Alright, so let's do the bottom lash. I'm going in with my small tapered fluffy brush and the color Alert, which is the orange color from the Jaclyn Hill palette. Again, you can do this with anything in a similar color story, or you can make your own color story. And I'm going to take this right along the lash line, a little lower than the lash line, and extend it out and kind of down away from the wing liner a little bit. Not excessively, just a little. Okay? Down a little lower. Then I'm going to go in with the brush that I used to apply Ruby with, which is the red from the Profusion palette. Get a little of that color on my brush. And I'm going to do the same thing, just not quite as far down as I did with Alert. But I'm going to swoop this down a little lower and away from the wing. Almost like I'm making a V. Then I'm going to go in with the burgundy color that I used, which was called Siren from the Jaclyn Hill palette, if you're keeping track. And last but not least, I'm going into my Moodstruck 3 palette, into the black, which is called Irate, with my extremely tiny liner brush, as I knock over things. My extremely tiny liner brush. I'm going in with my eyeliner, which was the Unique. And you're going to smudge it out, so it doesn't have to be too precise. And smudge away. You can go back in with the orange color Alert and go underneath and soften it up. Okay, so you blend the orange just like that. Okay, next I'm going to do mascara. For that, I am using my Sky High by Maybelline. I'm going to start with my bottom lashes. Okay, once you have it where you want it, take a break. You need it, right? Next thing we're going to do is a little highlighting. And I'm going to use my Profusion Highlight and Contour palette. I'm using the color Heartfelt. And I'm just going to highlight under the brow bone and in the inner corner. Now this is something that Hindash didn't do, was the inner corner. But I really like it. Then we're going to do the inner corner liner. And I'm going to take it I'm not going all the way over my lashes. I'm just going right along here and extending a little bit. I'm just sort of doing a baby fox eye. And I'm not worried about being super precise, but I definitely want to be more precise than I was out here. And then I'm going in with my liner brush and a little black, and I'm going to sharpen it up. Here is where I differed from Mohammed Hindash, that I have some regrets. He decided that mascara alone was enough for this look. I got makeup on my face. He decided that mascara alone was enough for this look. I decided to take it up a notch, but I split the difference. I don't mind the lashes so much because I cut them in half. There's so much detail that you lose with the lashes. You can see I've got all this going on in here, and if I put my eye down, you can see it, but when I look straight ahead, you lose a lot of that. It just looks like an ordinary wing liner. You lose all of this. But I did it, and now I have to do the other side. And then what I did was I cut my lashes so it was just the outer edges, so it looked more fox-like. And so like I said, I trimmed the inner corner. Now usually when you trim your lashes, you want to trim them from the outside in, or else you'll lose the taper. But I wasn't looking for a full lash. I wasn't concerned with the inner taper. I wanted that long tail. So I actually discarded the inner taper and just kept the outside. So for lipstick, I'm going in with my Revlon Color Stay Ultimate Liquid Lipstick in Nude. This is my favorite nude ever. Like, I love this color beyond love. But the eye look is so dramatic. Now this is a long-lasting liquid lipstick, so it's very drying, but it does stay. Now it boasts 8-hour wear or something like that. I haven't seen proof of it. 8 or 16 hours, something crazy like that. I see about 5 hours, so it's still pretty good. Now, I will tell you, this is going to come off on my mask because it's not dry. When you use liquid lipstick, it takes about 2 minutes to dry down, but it takes about 20 minutes to completely dry down to its non-transferable state. So, transferring all over the place. It's not instantaneous. However, no one's really going to be seeing it anyway. So I said we would do something dramatic. I said we would do something that gets you noticed, even when you're wearing a mask. What do you think? Do you think I achieved it? We'll get another close-up and you tell me. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining. I hope this inspired you. Do your own creations. Make something wonderful. Remember, you only have half a face. Show it off for all it's worth. And stay magical, my little unicorns. I'll see you next time.